That's why we have all the lights on, because we're biological creatures, and we're afraid of the dark. Fear is a large element of what we as humans still face, and it's, as you point out all the time, fear has been a very effective means of controlling a population who is fear-based, and we still are. We're still afraid of what goes bump in the night, and of things and people that look different than us. We do have in regions of the world an imbalance of population relative to what the resources can support. And you take a look at places in Africa where that is the case, South America where that's the case, and in particular the Caribbean. And increasingly in the Middle East. And these are areas where you have a lot of tribal societies, nomadic peoples, and Indian societies and tribal cultures in Africa that have been had the benefit, and I say that really sarcastically, they've had the benefit of Western influence or missionaries or do-gooders or grand social involvement by the Peace Corps or whatever it is to try to help them out, and it hasn't helped. In fact, to the extent that we've been involved in Africa or South America to try to mitigate poverty or disease or suffering, we have only compounded the problem and geometrically increased the level of suffering faced by people
but Damon,
in those areas.
I have the Royal Commission on Population. I have State Department Memorandum 200. This was all planned. They're not trying to help. And we come back, I'm going to counter what you've said, but I also want you to boil down in a nutshell what you're saying. Then we'll get into the economy and open the phones up. Damon Vickers is our guest. We appreciate him joining us today.
We all know that the Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 4 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water systems. The revolutionary Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and re-cleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels, and removes harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $209, and the Berkey Guy will include 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and ship everything to you free of charge. That's right, 3 Sport Berkey water bottles and free shipping, an $87 value, yours free, but only for a limited time. Just call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653 now to order. That's 1-877-886-3653, or order online now at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Did you know that the dollar has lost 10% of its value against other currencies in the last 90 days? Ever think about how inflation will change your life, your savings, your retirement plans? Remember inflation in Zimbabwe, Argentina, the Weimar Republic? Let's put this another way. Who cares if your investments go up 10%, but you lose 40% of your purchasing power? Gold still buys the same amount of stuff it always did. Gold does not require trust in a third party. You can possess it in your hand. You can take it with you. Gold is real money. Gold is honest money. My name is Daniel Larson from Midas Resources. To find out how you can protect your savings and roll over your IRA funds into precious metal accounts, call me at 800-686-2237, extension 134. That's 800-686-2237, extension 134. 800-686-2237, extension 134.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As they're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
You may be new to freeze-dried foods. You may have storable food questions. You may want to buy your freeze-dried foods from a very reputable company and not go broke in the process. Welcome to the Freeze-Dry Guy. Okay, actually, we're more than just one guy. We're a California-based company that's been serving our U.S. military and other government agencies with the finest in freeze-dried storable foods and emergency rations since 1970. See all about us at freezedryguy.com. With Freeze-Dry Guy freeze-dried foods, you can and will be ready for just about any unexpected crisis. Freeze-dried Guy foods are delicious, require little preparation, and will taste just as fresh decades from now as they do today. Just add hot water and serve. Backpackers consistently rate us ~1 year after year as the best tasting and ease of preparation. Isn't that what you want for your family? Visit freezedryguy.com or call 866-404-FOOD. That's 866-404-3663 or go to freezedryguy.com. Freeze-Dry Guy, the best you can buy.
Damon Vickers, who heads up 9 Points Capital Partners. The website's NPM, NancyPaulMary.us, is with us for the rest of the hour. We're going to open the phones up for first-time callers for questions or comments to Damon Vickers. Questions on the economy, you name it. He really is a shining mind when it comes to that. 1-800-259-9231. 1-800-259-9231 on this live January 8th, Friday edition, 2010. Okay, Damon, here's the deal. I've read all the population studies, even by the eugenicists, by the UN. For over a decade, they've known that world population by 2022 to 2024 will plane out at 8.5 to 8.6 billion. Then they project in the next 20 years it will drop down below 8 billion. That's at current statistics, without more family planning and forced sterilization and forced abortions in China. India is the one nation that probably won't plane out. It'll just continue to grow, and it's mainly what pushes the trend up. But look at the West, from Japan, the industrialized world, to the classical West, Europe, the United States, Canada, 1.3 population replacement rate. For every 2 adults, for those that don't know, they have on average 1.3 children. And most of the population reduction programs being launched are being launched in the West against cultures that are already dying. The West is dying. And I have the Royal Commission from 49 where the British said if we industrialize the third world, they'll stop having kids. They'll be like the West and even stop replacing themselves. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go in and stop industrialization through the IMF and World Bank as a political tool and let the people bomb actually hold them back. So my problem is the UN says they want world government to reduce population, which you can argue we have too many or too less or whatever. When I say it's a non-issue, we need clean technologies. And, I could go on for 10 hours with all the evidence. It's a non-issue to scare everybody into resource wars, artificially making water and other things scarce.
But you go down to the Caribbean, Alex, and it's not a non-issue. I mean, you can see it clearly on playing out right there.
No, everybody is concentrated.
You've got men that have fathered up to 26 and 28 children. And father's a loose word because all they did was bounce around on the flowers and put their pollen where it needed to go. That's crazy, reckless behavior. If this is all about freedom, we want people to have freedom, and we want a world of freedom, and everybody else.
Hey, Damon, here's the deal: the UN wants to get rid of the.
You want the freedom. Are you worried about being deprived of your right, Alex, to have 28 kids?
I know the UN's calling
you're a great guy.
The UN's calling for me to only be able to have one. The UN's calling for me to only be able to have one. I have 3, Damon, and if I could, I would have 5 or 6.
Okay, Alex. Well, that comes at a cost, and since our planet is actually of a limited size, if we continue to expand like we have, we don't have much of a world left that's worth enjoying. And I don't really care for asphalt and subdivisions, and I don't think that's progress. That's not a world that's actually very attractive. I don't.
Do you have any children?
Streets and the pavements. Yes, I do.
How many?
I have 3 daughters.
And do you want them to be able to procreate?
They may have a desire to, but inevitably that'll have to be their decision.
Well, but it may be the UN's decision. It may be